Today, let us look at a new topic called polynomials. Let us look at this line segment. Since we do not know the length of this line segment, let us call it x units. Now let us try to draw a square with this line segment. So we get a square of side x units. Now the perimeter of this square would be the sum of the sides, that is 4 times x. The area of the square would be x times x, which is x squared. Now let us take the square and make a cube using segment of length x. Now the perimeter of this cube would be the sum of all its edges. So the perimeter would be 12 times x. The surface area of this cube would be the sum of areas of all the faces. Since there are 6 faces, we would get 6 times x square. The volume of this cube would be x cube. We are taking the square bottom and putting it x times on top of each other. Now let us look at these terms. Let us take 3 of these terms and put the symbol for addition or subtraction between them. Similarly, let us take the terms 4x and 6x square and put a sign for subtraction. Now when we are arranging these terms in this way, they are forming polynomials. So x cube plus x square plus 12x is a polynomial. Similarly, 4x minus 6x square is a polynomial. You can form any combinations of such terms and put the signs for plus and minus to form polynomials. Now the terms themselves are polynomials as well. Let us look at a few definitions. If we were to look at the number of terms, then the polynomials that have just one term are known as monomials. Polynomials with 2 terms are called binomials. And polynomials with 3 terms are called trinomials. A polynomial can have any number of terms. Now let us look at the degree of these polynomials. The degree of a polynomial is the highest power of the variable. The variable here is x. So let us look at the highest power of x in each of these polynomials. Here the highest power is 3. So the degree of this polynomial is 3. This polynomial is also called a cubic polynomial. Let us look at 4x minus 6x square. The highest power of x is 2. So the degree of this polynomial is 2. Polynomials with degree 2 are also known as quadratic polynomials. Can you spot 2 other polynomials that are quadratic? Yes, x square and 6x square. Now polynomials where the degree is 1 are known as linear polynomials. So x, 4x and 12x are linear polynomials here. Can you tell the degree of the given polynomial x cube? It would be 3. Let us look at another definition. Now note that all the terms have a real number with them. These are known as the coefficients. Let us look at the coefficient of x. In the first polynomial, the coefficient of x is plus 12. In the second polynomial, the coefficient of x is plus 4. Now let us try to identify the coefficients of x square in both the polynomials. So in the first polynomial, it would be plus 1. In the second polynomial, it would be minus 6. Let us look at another polynomial. 2 minus y square minus y cube plus 2 times y to the power 8. Can you identify the coefficients here? The coefficient of y square would be minus 1. The coefficient of y cube would be minus 1 as well. And the coefficient for y to the power 8 would be 2. Let us try to identify the degree of the polynomial here. The highest degree for y is 8 here. Note that this polynomial has the variable y. Let us look at the number of terms. We can identify 4 terms here, so this polynomial has 4 terms. Now the number 2, which does not have a variable with it, is known as a constant term, whereas the terms which have the variable in them are known as variables. Y is the variable here. Let us look at a few problems. Write the coefficient of x square in each of the following. Let us look at the first polynomial. There is no number attached to x square, so we could easily multiply it with 1. So plus 1 would be the coefficient of x square. Let us look at the second polynomial. Identify the term with x square and look at the real number preceding it. So minus 3 would be the coefficient of x square here. In the third polynomial, pi by 4 is the coefficient of x square. How about the fourth polynomial? The term x square does not appear at all. We could still write x square and multiply it with 0. So the coefficient of x square would be 0 here. Let us look at another problem. Write the degree of each of the following polynomials. Let us look at the first one. The highest power of x is 3 here. Let us look at the second polynomial. Now this polynomial has the variable y. So let us try to identify the highest degree of y. It is 2. In the third polynomial, we have the variable t. Can you identify the power of t? Yes, it would be 1. So the degree of the polynomial would be 1. In the fourth polynomial, we just have a number 3. There is no variable at all. What do you think would be the degree of the polynomial here? Well, we could take a variable and write its power as 0. So x to the power 0 would give me 1. So the degree of this polynomial would be 0. Let us look at another problem. Give one example each of a binomial of degree 35 and of a monomial of degree 100. So we are looking at a binomial, which means 2 terms and degree 35. So my variable is going to have the power 35. Let us take the variable as x. You could write any other variable. You could take y, t, p, q, any variable that you like. So x raised to the power 35 plus another term. Now this term can be anything. So it could be a constant term or it could be another term with the variable x. Now the second part of the problem, we have to write a monomial, which means just one term. But it has a degree 100. So my variable is going to have a power of 100. So I could write the variable x raised to the power 100. Or I could take any other variable. You may also multiply this term with a coefficient that you like.